Hello, students. Welcome to another lesson on a distance learning lesson. Today, we're going to focus on Algebra 1, HH2. So remember, we're going to stick with all Algebra 1 content for this unit that we started. This one I think is a little bit easier than the last one you did. I think it's a little bit easier than HH1. So let's I already took a few screenshots, so I'm going to do the work there and then we'll go back to actual IXL. So remember that we have sine, cosine, and tangent, and I pulled this from the last lesson. Sine of our angle is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse side. The cosine of an angle is equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse side. And the tangent is equal to the opposite side over the adjacent side. Now, that acronym is SOHCAHTOA, where it represents the relationship between the angle of the trig function and the side relationships of OH, AH, and OA. Well, unlike what you had to do earlier, you actually, in this example, are already given your angle measure, which is really cool. You're already given your angle. So what you're trying to tell me is that, what the side relationship is. Well, the calculator is going to do that work for us. We really don't have to do too much more. So let's do the sine of 68 degrees. So sine of 68, I'm going to go to my calculator and type in the sine of 68, right? Hold on. We don't want to just type in the sine of 68. We got to make sure that it's going to do what we want the calculator to do. We got to make sure that it is in what we call degree mode because we're entering a degree measure, not a radian measure. So go back to the calculator. It's a little bit confusing. I don't know. Are we in degree or are we in radian? Is it the one that's highlighted or is it the one that's not highlighted? Well, let's do a little check to see which one is which. Here's my little check that I do. Type in the sine of 30 degrees and hit enter. And now type in the cosine. So look at that number, negative whatever, okay, negative 0.9. Type in the cosine of 60, negative 0.95. They were different negative 0.9s, right? Negative 0.95, and the cosine of 30 was, whoops, the sine of 30 was negative 0.98. If you do two numbers that add up to 90, it can be any two that are positive or zero. They need to be the same number, and these weren't. So we can tell that we're in the wrong mode. Let's do this again, but let's switch over to degree mode. Let's use the one that's highlighted. Okay, let's try this again. Sine of 30, 1/2. So now think about what is complementary to 30. Remember, complementary is anything that adds up to 90. So 30 plus 60 is 90. So let's try cosine of 60. We get the same number. So now we know that that we're using the right trig function. If you don't trust it, try a couple more. Try sine of 0, which is 0, and then cosine of 90, which is 0, right? Those are the easiest two because they add up to 90. How about sine of 1 and cosine of 1 of 89? Oh, those are the same. How about sine of 90 and cosine of 0? Those are great ones to check. So just add two numbers together that are 90. Do one of them in the sine function, do the other in the cosine function. And then when you test each one, you can tell whether or not um, it's 1, if it's equal to each other. So let's get back to our problem. sine of 68. So we're going to do sine of 68, and we get 0.92718, 0.92718. So the answer for this one is approximately 0.92718. Well, we're going to round it to the nearest hundredth. So that one, tenth, hundredth, go to your thousandth place. A 7, let's clean that up, 718. Let's round the 7 up, so we're going to do 0.93. And we're done. That was it. We just have to do two things. Make sure the calculator's in the right mode, and then type it in. All right. Let's do another one. When you start to get more advanced in the 80s, it's going to ask you for multiple ones. So let's do sine of 65. Okay, so sine of 65. Remember, sine, cosine, tangent are all right there. Sine of 65 is about 0.9063. About 0.9063. Okay, now cosine of 65. Oops. Some calculators you have to type in the 65 first. 0.42261, 0.42261, 0.42261. And then the last one, tangent 65. Tangent of 65. 2.1445. 2.1445. 2.1445. So now we just need to round these. So let's look at the thousandth place. Wait, what's the hundredth? Tenth, 100,000, 10th, 100,000, 10th, 100,000. Wait, 422. I want to make sure I get that. Cosine right. Cosine of 65. Cosine of 65 is 0.4226. 0.426. Okay. And it wants to the nearest hundredth. Okay. So I'm in a good spot here. Tenth, hundredth. So this one's going to be 0.91. So it'll be 0.42 and then 2.14. So only one of them rounded up, the others rounded off. So 0.91, 0.42, and 2.14. Okay, so those are our answers for that one. I'm going to look and see. I don't think they get too much more complicated. There is one more skill. Cosine, what did we do? 233. I can do that one quickly. Let's see. Sine of 33 is 0.5446, but it wants the nearest hundredth, so 0.54. Do this one quick so you can see what happens when you get it right. 0.54. Yep. Cosine of 33. Oops, I'm sorry. Again, some calculators do the opposite order. 0.8386. So 0.84. Tangent of 33. 0.649, so 0.65. Let's see if I get these right. Hopefully I rounded right. I did it quick. Oh, well done. Good. All right. The only other thing, it does get into a challenging zone. This one, don't freak out. It wants you to solve for x and then write it as a decimal. So what we're going to do, it looks complicated, but you've done this before. You know how to solve equations. I have full faith in you. So you're going to, let's add this one. Oops, I didn't do that right. Okay. This one, you just have to do one step before you do it. So we're going to take the tangent the tangent of 84 degrees equals 3x. And we're going to just solve for x. Be careful, do not divide 84 by 3. It is just going to be exactly this. It's going to stay the tangent of 84 degrees. You can't break that up in any way. It has to stay just like that. So you're going to, in your calculator, type in the tangent of 84 and then divide it by 3. So you're going to do the tangent of 84, close your parentheses, hit enter. Do that first, then just divide by 3 after. Okay? So 3.171, x approximately equals 3.171. We want to round to the nearest, I think it said 100th. Yeah, nearest 100th. So the nearest 100th is 1000 is 3.17. So x is 3.17. So I'm going to put that in 3.17. And you ready for this? We're going to hit submit. And we're in a good spot. Okay? This one, like if they get this complicated, you have to move x to a numerator first. Yeah, let's do one more because that one's actually kind of tricky. This one involves a couple of steps to move x up. Okay, you want to move x to a numerator. Again, yeah, I didn't think they got this tricky, but we can do it. I know you can. It's no different than when x is in the denominator in any other function equation. So the first thing you want to do to move it up, let's just multiply both sides by x. That will move it to a numerator. Okay, so these will go away. And now you have x times tangent of 27 degrees equals 5. And now from there, you just want x by itself. So you just divide by that whole function. I know it's weird. I know. Divided by tangent of 27. But now this will go away, right? And you'll get, whoops. And this, I don't know why this isn't. It's weird. It's very weird. Okay, there we go. So x equals 5 divided by the tangent of 27. Okay, so 5 divided by the tangent of 27. So in our calculator, we're going to type in 5 divided by tangent 27 and use our parentheses. And we get 9.81. 9.81. Oops. So we're going to do 9.81. And ready for this? This is only time will tell. You got it. Okay. All right. I think that's it for the lesson. I don't want to do too much, but if you have any questions, you can ask during any of our live hours. That remember, we're going to go 9 to 10 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I have other classes, but I'm going to see how long we can meet for. Ms. Patisi might be able to stay with you longer. It depends if her schedule allows for it. And then I have office hours all day on Friday, so you can call in at any time. And we'll talk about that on Tuesday, okay? All right, and that's it. So good luck.